Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Acupuncture is My Life. Now, today's episode is going to be part 2 of symptoms of viral infections. And I've got an overwhelming response with regard to symptoms discussed in part 1 as to more and more of you are learning as a result of listening to Acupuncture is My Life podcasts how different disorders as well as symptoms affect the body and how the body attempts to respond, how qi is affected, blood, how yin and even yang is affected, to create internal disharmony. And many of you, which I am enjoying, is learning how acupuncture can be beneficial and can assist the body in restoring homeostasis, or a balance of yin and yang. Now, I'm going to jump right back into the symptoms of viral infections, and the next one is confusion. And this symptom tends to scare people. It really does. And not even necessarily the individual affected, but the loved ones that are attempting to help the individual that's affected by this viral infection. Because when it gets to a state of confusion, it's pretty bad. You've been harshly affected by this virus, and the body's protective qi is being overwhelmed. And you really need to see an acupuncturist right away. Or if you know someone going through that at any point in time during a viral infection, get them to an acupuncturist right away. Because when you're experiencing symptoms tied to viral infections, such as, let's say, shortness of breath, fever, chills, it can cause the body to no longer function the way in which it is supposed to. And this usually is as a result of your body not getting enough oxygen. So it's going to naturally shut down its focus on the areas of the body that doesn't need as much oxygen, and it'll focus on the areas that require it the most. Because this is the body's attempt to survive at this point. You see, an acupuncturist understands that an individual's lung qi, that when an individual's lung qi is deficient, an individual would present with, let's say, shortness of breath. And now when there's fever and chills and obstruction in the circulation of oxygen, it can be that the lungs have been affected by a wind pathogen, and I've spoken of this plenty of times, with the buildup. Now, as a result of having been affected by a wind pathogen, there will begin to be a buildup of damp phlegm in the lungs. And that'll present with symptoms such as fuzziness in the head, or dizziness, or dizzy sensation in the head, whereby once the phlegm begins to block the collaterals in the upper jowl and affect the orifices, boom, confusion. See, an acupuncturist understands this. Okay? Now, if you're running, let's say, a high fever, right, as a result of being infected by a virus, there you have it. You can become confused, and you can feel as if you're slipping in and out of consciousness, whereas to an acupuncturist, this could be a sign that the pathogenic heat is lodged in the pericardium, stuck there. And I've done episodes on the functions of the pericardium, but you can also go to the Acupuncture is My Life YouTube channel and watch the discussion on the functions of the pericardium. Whereas when pathogenic heat is lodged in the pericardium, there can be signs of delirium, you could slip in and out of consciousness. Okay? And this is a sign of a very serious viral infection, where it's super important that you see a physician as well as an acupuncturist as soon as possible to find out the cause of this symptom. So you have to keep in mind health as well. The wealth isn't in the bank. It's not in the safe. It's not in your pocket. It's not in your purse. It's not under the mattress. It's not in the shoebox. It's not under the doghouse in the backyard. The wealth is in you. Now, another symptom of a viral infection can be joint pain. And I know many of you have had the flu, and you understand what this feels like. It's a common symptom. Okay? Now, if you're beginning to notice that your joints are sore, and you have other symptoms in which I've discussed in part 1, as well as in this part, there's a high likelihood you have a viral infection. And you see, joint pain in this case to an acupuncturist can be a sign that the pathogenic heat, once again, which is developed as a result of a virus, may be affecting both the protective and the chi levels of the body. If it is, an acupuncturist may look to release the pathogenic factor from both protective and chi levels. That's why I say see an acupuncturist along with seeing your physician on an annual basis. Establish regular wellness visits with your acupuncturist. And these are some of the things you won't have to concern yourself with. Because depending on the type of virus, your joint pain can be mild to severe. But it's something you shouldn't ignore. You know, with seeing an acupuncturist and getting plenty of rest when you're suffering from a viral infection, or any other type of disease for that matter, is the best way for your body to heal. Keep that in mind. Another symptom can be a rash. And rash can be caused by a myriad of things, whether it has to do with allergies or bacterial infection. Rashes can even be caused by ultraviolet rays. But if you're feeling sick and you notice a rash anywhere on your body, there's a good chance it's as a result of a viral infection. You see, a rash is a sign, an indication to an acupuncturist that this pathogenic wind has now begun to affect the liver. And an acupuncturist will be able to determine the best course of treatment if you develop any type of rash. Now, another symptom, two symptoms, can be nausea and vomiting. Because more times than not, viruses tend to affect the gastrointestinal system, whereas to an acupuncturist, that's the middle jiao. What's in the middle jiao? That's your test question. If you've been listening to past podcasts, you would know. If you've been watching, following, subscribed to Acupuncture is My Life YouTube channel, you would know. But I'll help you. Spleen and stomach, where all post-heaven chi is derived from. You see, an acupuncturist understands how exterior pathogens such as wind or even cold and even dampness, as well as epidemic pathogens, can have a direct influence on the stomach and spleen, especially the stomach. Because when it affects the stomach, it hinders the descending function of stomach chi. Because if you remember, stomach chi goes down, spleen chi goes up. Because spleen chi spreads the essences extracted from your foods to all parts of your body. And what's not used, stomach chi sends it down. But having been affected by an exterior pathogen, again, such as wind or cold or dampness, it'll hinder the descending function of stomach chi, causing it to rebel and go upwards, and there you have it, vomiting. Whereas an acupuncturist in this case may focus on releasing the exterior with acupuncture and may even recommend aromatic herbs to transform internal turbidity. You see, most of the time, if an individual feels nauseous or they're vomiting, it can be as a result of a stomach flu. And again, this happens when the exterior pathogenic factor, in this case the virus, has affected the digestive system. And acupuncture has gotten beyond the chi level and affecting the nutritive level at that point. Now, vomiting is your body. It's just a sign of your body doing what it has to do to attempt to get rid of this pathogen. So you may lose your appetite for a few days. You may vomit for a few hours and then temporarily feel better. But if you have persistent nausea and vomiting, see your acupuncturist as well as a physician, so that we can determine what's causing this. You know what? If you're operating a vehicle right now, do me a favor, pull it over to the side of the road. If you're crossing the street, I need you to hurry and get across the street safely. And if you're carrying or lifting something heavy, I need you to take a moment. I need you to rest it down. Because I need everyone in a relaxed state right now. Because I need you to close your eyes and I need you to say to yourself, acupuncture is my life. And now open them. Boom. You are now brand new. And brand new you are. Now, another symptom of a viral infection can be chills. This usually happens when fever breaks and the body rapidly cools itself off. Fever and chills are common in those suffering from viral infections. So I say, see an acupuncturist right away and be sure to follow his or her recommendations if you're suffering from chills. But you should see an acupuncturist regularly anyway. I say this over and over. You must make acupuncture a part of your life. Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?